cái nữa là uống nhiều nước. Ăn trái cây, rau xanh. Tối mình lo ngủ sớm. Cục này viêm, trong mặt em nó viêm nhiều lắm. Em chạy từ dưới từ Chảnh xuống đây là hết mấy tiếng?
Khoảng 3 tiếng.
3 tiếng hả?
Dạ.
Em có người quen ở dưới đây không?
Dạ có.
Đợt này em mục đích em xuống đây là để em trị mụn đây đúng không? Chị thôi chút nha. Chị thôi xíu chị lấy nó hết cái gốc đây. Ráng tí ra cái dốc ở đây. Cái móc này nó sẽ dễ để lại sẹo lồi á. Nhanh chút.
You can replace this text with any text you wish. You can either write in this text box or paste your own text here. Try different languages and voices. Change the speed and the pitch of the voice. You can even tweak the SSML, speech synthesis markup language, to control how the different sections of the text sound. Click on SSML above to give it a try. Enjoy using text-to-speech. My fiancée asked for a break due to a new guy, so I left and moved cities. She's now stalking me. Her parents apologized, but I refuse to talk. I'm 34 years old, and I'm not sure if I'm in the wrong for refusing to speak with my ex Sarah, who is 29. There's a lot of history here, and I'll try to explain it fully. In mid-2022, I met Sarah at work, and we hit it off right away. I soon fell for her, and we began dating. Shortly after, however, Sarah ended our relationship early on due to a little disagreement. To make matters worse, she caused a commotion in front of everyone at work. I was sad, but I did not want to quit my job at first. Eventually I realized I still had feelings for her, and seeing her every day was too hard. That's when I decided to quit and look for a new job. We lived close together, so we ran into each other regularly. Over the next few months we began conversing again, but despite my feelings for her, I couldn't bring myself to consider getting back together. I allowed her. Early the following week, my mom Denise called. I didn't answer. A message came right after. Hannah, we need to talk. Your sister doesn't know how to pay the internet bill. Can you help? I didn't respond. 2 days later, another one. The landline got cut. She says she can't log in. I don't know what to do. I read the message, then opened the bookshelf and pulled out the old notebook where I'd once written down every password, billing schedule, and customer service number. Every time my parents didn't know what to do, they called me. Every time Samantha forgot a payment, I handled it. This time, I closed the notebook and put it back. I wasn't their assistant. I wasn't the backbone of a system that erased me the second I stopped being useful. 3 days later, another message from Samantha landed in my inbox. Are you kidding me right now? The power's about to be shut off. Are you really going to let that happen to our family? I replied with just one sentence, no, I'm just letting everyone take responsibility for their own choices. Silence. I didn't hear anything for several more days, until one morning a call came from an unexpected number. Mrs. Lorraine, the neighbor who'd lived next to my parents for the last 20 years. Your mom asked if I knew anyone selling houses. I think they're not managing well anymore. I thanked her, then hung up. I didn't feel smug. I didn't smile, but I didn't cry either. I just sat by the window watching sunlight spill through the trees out front and realized something. For the first time in my life, I wasn't being crushed by duty or guilt. I had chosen to step out of the cycle, and I wasn't going back. The first message came on Monday morning for someone I didn't expect. Mr. Walter, the neighbor who'd lived next door to my parents for over 20 years. Hannah, are your parents okay? Denise asked. What day was she? Thought she used to believe that dedication would eventually be rewarded until the day I opened that old document folder. Poster thanked everyone for their advice. The op simply wants to explain things better. Op explained that their friends were not contacting or emailing them telling them to talk to Sarah. It was simply the perspective of some of them when the matter was raised. Update February 2 ND 2025. Hello everyone, I wanted to provide another update and appreciate everyone for their thoughts. I read over each comment, and while I didn't react to everyone, it was only because I didn't have anything to say. I'm grateful to everyone who expressed their opinions. It's been quite helpful. After reading everything and thinking about it, I've chosen to adhere to my choice not to speak to Sarah. I neglected to include it in my original post, but I did notify a few people that I blocked her everywhere after we broke up for the second time over the last 2 days. It appears that her insistence has backfired. Some of our shared acquaintances, including those who first suggested I talk to her, have become tired of her continuous attempts to reach me. They appear to have turned against her. As a result of this, Emily, the friend I was venting to at the time, posted about stalkers on social media 3 days ago. She did not nom Sarah, but many people understood what she meant. I've also seen a few comments on my initial post that suggest Sarah was stalking me. Her job in the same city, as well as her serendipitous arrival in the park, support this theory. For what it's worth, I know her uncle owns a company here, so that could be the real reason she moved, but that's not my concern, and ended going to investigate it. Things have been quieter. Friends have abandoned the subject, and Sarah hasn't attempted to contact them again. That was until yesterday. I watched the UFC event with some coworkers. When it ended, I used to believe that dedication would eventually be rewarded until the day I opened that old document folder. That afternoon, I stopped by my parents' house in Salem, Oregon, like I did every weekend. My mother, Denise, wasn't tech savvy, so I often helped her check bills, organize taxpayers, and scan important documents. That 2-story red brick house, the one I had spent nearly a decade financially supporting and helping renovate tile by tile, felt like a second home to me. Can you take a look at this for me? She said, handing me a messy stack of papers before heading back to her orchids in the backyard. I sat down at the dining table, sifting through the pile until my eyes landed on a thick cream-colored envelope labeled in bold estate plan. And while I hesitated, not because I was curious, at least that's what I told myself, but because I wanted to make sure everything was in order. I'd always been the one to worry about things like this, the one who kept the family from falling apart. But as I flipped to the asset distribution page, I felt a tight pressure in my chest. Everything, and I mean everything. My parents owned the house over $450,000 in savings, the new SUV, even Mom's wedding ring was clearly stated to go to Samantha, my younger sister, and me. Not a word, not a single mention beyond the vague line, "We love both our daughters." I clenched the paper, McKnuckles turning white. Every memory of working 2 jobs to help pay their mortgage, of driving through snowstorms to deliver Mom's medication, of fixing plumbing, replacing shingles, each of them felt like they had just been slapped out of existence by the cold printed sentence. I heard my mom re-enter the house, her footsteps light behind me. "Hannah, did you find the statement?" I stood up, will in hand, and turned around. My voice was calm, unnervingly calm. Mom, is this real? She froze, her eyes glancing at the paper in my hand. Oh, Hannah, what does that mean? I cut her off, my throat tight, but each word sharp. A lifetime of caring for you and Dad, and I'm written off, like I never existed. My dad, Richard, walked in from a living room. Just then, coffee mug in hand, he set it down with a sigh, like he was about to comment on the